What's the word, everybody? Welcome back to the W number. As you can see, it is not exactly what I was planning it to be, but I got my boy in here, Arthur Supreme. We're about to get a good interview in, bro, for the part 2. I know you guys seen that other one I dropped this week. If you could, don't do that. She's gonna make mad noise.
My fault, everybody. My fault, chat.
It's all right. So, let us do the little introduction, man. So let's start off kind of where we left off before. And before we even do that, what's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, everybody tapping in tonight? Please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. If you want, you could join the W Number podcast and become a member for $2.99. That's nothing, man. We got this, bro. You guys can do that, man. Let's go. And tonight we got an eventful night. Maybe we might have another guest popping in.
Yes, we should. My man More Beezy. Shout out More Beezy, man. I always shout out More Beezy when I come to these platforms. He's the one that introduced me to these great fellas, man. So hopefully we can sneak More in here. He's in the building, so hopefully we can get that too.
Word, you said he's over here too. He's kind of my bad. He's doing a interview, or he's with a girl who's doing an interview with Bobby right now.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Who's this girl, and how'd she get involved with you guys in the whole scene?
So her name's Pretty Demon. She's, shout out to her, man. She's a super dope artist. She and she got a crazy story, man. You know what I'm saying? Word. So I know that I had met her through More. You know, he's always networking. We're always networking. I think they've known each other for a little while from back in the day too, and things like that. So I think that they just finally decided to chat in with each other, seeing everybody, you know, we're doing this music shit for real. Anybody who's watching knows that for real. And yeah, man, that's how we linked up. With again, this is like someone new to me, Pretty Demons. Shout out Pretty Demons, but it's definitely looks like someone that's going to be sticking around.
What do you think that, you know, her story? She's going on the bounce back now, so she's been in prison.
Yes, she did some time. Yep. Again, yeah, that's there's more to learn. There's more to learn. Again, you know me, like we meet. It's all about casualness and just letting things go. So with those are things that popped out. I don't know exactly even what for. So, like, you know, I know everything. I know that the card checks green. I know that's always
fact. Yeah.
But yeah, the story, she's gonna come with it, and I'm kind of interested. I'm gonna be tapping into these episodes because she's I can't. You know, I'm excited to learn more about her. But yeah, it's through mutuals, and it's definitely about the grind. We're grinding. She, you know, she again has a mutual with More and said, fuck it. You know what I mean? Let's all tap in.
Let me just say this about that movement too, bro. You know how you see like a lot of those big crews go famous, they have like some dope girls with them. You know what I mean? Right. That really know how to sing, really know how to make it move. Like, and I couldn't even mention them right now off the top of my head because I'm not like a rap genius, but you know, you got Cardi B. Right. I don't know what label she signed to, but like, these people that you know what I mean? They plug her in and then they blow up because like you get a really fine girl that knows how to rap, bro. That's it right there. That's game.
No, that's game. It's 100% true. Anybody who says not, I mean, a woman in this game that is one good looking, obviously, like the good looking goes for everybody. Good looking is a good thing to be. But then yes, you know, and then a woman with a who's good looking with a story and is very talented. It's it's very desirable when it comes to wanting to do things with, like, everything, you know. So yeah, shout out Cardi B and all the females who, you know, who are many females in the game doing their thing right now. And, yeah, man.
So you said you're doing this rap thing for real. Let's kind of talk about what that actually means, like doing this rap thing for real. What does that even mean?
Right. So when I say it, it's a common talk, but yeah, the real truth is like treating this as like, you know, everybody has jobs and things, right? So I don't want to take away from anybody that puts like a job first, things like that. But like putting this music shit in your career in the top 3, like it needs to be in the top 3 priorities. Like I do this, if not my first, like it's arguable. I spend however many hours on roofs doing this union roofing, and I might spend more hours doing this music shit. So like considerably, it could be. You know, it's like, yeah, man. I feel like me and More Beezy, man, and the people around us, many, you know, is a good amount. I can shout them out forever. And you know, the people we're doing things with, man, we're working at this for real. We're not. This isn't a weekend thing. This isn't. You know, we wake up every day calling each other, plotting, planning. You know, hours on the phone, just talking about what people plugging out the conversation. It's an energy you can see that, like, yeah, it's like, yeah, we got to keep pushing the shit. And that's, so when it comes to doing this rap shit for real, whatever you're doing, because we do more than that. I don't even want to label it as the rap. Yeah, like with modeling, content creating, podcasts, if whatever you're doing it for real is not letting up and not slacking, even when tough times come, tough months come.
Right. Even when you're not on screen, when nobody can see you, when nobody knows you're working,
Yep.
you're putting things together, you're trying to make things happen for your movement.
Yep.
That's grinding right there for real.
And there's a lot of people doing that out here right now. A lot. Like Massachusetts. Really is. Massachusetts has realized, like, for a long time when we were younger, it was, there wasn't a real scene like that. Now that like the world knows, and Boston specifically knows about itself, is that we're becoming, stars come here. We're not too far out from New York. Like, it's we're a very well-known city for historic things for many reasons. And or let me say state, eastern part of the state. And like there's more opportunities now, and people see things happening. Like I know, 25 producers I can call, and like, dude, 10 years ago, I knew one.
Let me ask you a personal opinion question about rap, right?
Yeah.
So East Coast or West Coast? And that's for everybody in the chat too. If you had to pick East Coast or West Coast rap, who's harder, right? Obviously, we're all from the East Coast, but be real about it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna point out a quote from one of the most fire rappers ever after this too. Let me hear it.
So for me, I'm from the East Coast, so it's like obviously, like I make mad different type of music. Like I don't sound the same at all in almost any of my music. So it's like everything's I do things very, very, very variety driven. But yeah, I'm from the East Coast. So I would if I had to choose one, I'm an East Coast person, and it's hard to like trump like the creator of something. Like East Coast created hip hop, that's for sure. In the Bronx, like not that West Coast and all these places aren't products of, what I'm saying? Like it's like everybody. That's why West Coast, when they came out, Jesus Christ, Ice Cube and these dudes, when they really came out with a bang, it was such a bang because NWA, thank you. It came out with such a bang because New York, we all know New York, Bronx, like 70s, like DJ Kool Herc, like these are the people that was the beginning of hip hop, so it's tough to trump New York with that. But I love West Coast music, dude. Love, but
me too.
First of all, the drops and the sway, it's different. East Coast music don't have it.
Word.
So for me, I'm appreciative of literally everywhere in the whole, man, because I love some of my Southern stuff too, man. Some of my guys come with that Southern twang. I'll be in there like I'm from Texas, but that it's music that makes you feel. So it's like, yeah, man. Again, I took it far, but East Coast, I guess. I was always a Pac fan though over Biggie. Always was a Pac fan over Biggie.
Okay,
but on a whole,
I like Tupac, man.
You know what it was when I was
like
younger?
Biggie better though. I don't know why. I think Biggie's more gritty. Biggie's actually more gangster. I feel like Tupac kind of got raised in that. Yeah, in like a decent environment.
He had a very creative upbringing, right? Yeah. So it's like that's why he was such a special human being, though. Like whether or not he was gonna go here, or here, he was gonna speak somewhere on the planet. Like they could have took him when he was 5 and took him to another place, and he would have been a speaker there somehow. Like that man had martyr in him. Like that was the difference. You know what I mean? For me. And again, when I was younger, I was broke and more about that, right? I was more about the of everything. When I got older, I started loving Biggie because once I started getting fly and started really like stepping out, now I'm like, wait a minute, I understand Biggie now more. Like he's the big fly motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? And he's talking, and then he got the great, like he's from New York, he got the hood too. And yeah, like it's always been a combo. You know how that goes. Growing up though, it was definitely I was a Pac fan. I love them both though. I mean, 2013, which is like obviously 100 years later. Like I ended up just like saying fuck it, a whole summer. Went back to the Biggie his 2 albums and stuff. Like I always listened to them. I always knew what they were.
Let me say this, right? And this is like something that's so true. I feel like for a whole generation, right? I feel like Biggie shaped the creative minds of a whole generation just with that one song. Like people look at you like Use a Loser, Mag Buddha Abuser. Bro, that song right there, it was so heavy, so hard, bro. Like that song, it resonates with 100%. Me, bro, because it's so real, it's so raw, bro.
And
it's
especially
like,
for that
fuck
time.
it, when I die, fuck it, I want to go to hell because I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell, bro. That whole song right there, kind of like set the tone.
Stamp. Yeah, huge
great
stamp.
Gangster.
And I will say that too, like again, West Coast music. Biggie is just for East Coast struggles in that time, which doesn't mean any are bigger than anywhere else. Because West Coast probably had who knows, like in the 90s, like what the fuck? The West Coast was probably fucking nuts.
Word.
You know what I mean? But what I can say is like when you hear Biggie, he talks about like the very common East Coast struggle, you know? So like you said, you know, like a lot of those rhymes that resonate because that's what it was like out here. Like that's like you remember that. You remember it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you know, again, New York's not too far, but it's just like that concrete jungle shit. Like even the West, like you know, the West and the South, they got like it's crazy, man. Their hoods are sometimes their ghettos are like spread out. It's nuts, like a nuts landscape. It's different than the East Coast. The East
Coast low level. It's all like one story.
Level.
Like
we
it's
grew
those
up in
low row houses.
In 3,500 little apartments and houses on that block. Like
there's
so many people live on that block. It's not just like like you know, I don't know, things. It's different, and I definitely would say that early I recognized Biggie with like he just captured that East Coast. Like I felt like this music happened here. You know?
Yeah. You're right. It did. It captured the East Coast kind of like mentality, bro.
Definitely.
That hardcore shit. You know
Selling
what I mean?
Drugs.
Yep. Fast paced, like
you know, everything. All his whole story, his mother finding shit under the bed, like that's all the East Coast hustle. Like you know, West Coast. I feel like in earlier times, like remember gang involvement, like that's like West Coast. You know, that shit really breeded from there. So it's like I feel like there was always violence and drug dealing in every hood. Right? But like it was just East Coast was very be witty, sell drugs, spend money on clothes, and then West Coast was very like ride with 4 motherfuckers in the whip. With tech, like take everything out, like it's like
drive-bys and shit.
You get me? Yeah. So like it was a same but different. And Ice Cube actually has a song that came out way later in his career. Every hood's the same. Every hood's the same, but it's just like it's the same but different, you know. So yeah, I feel like when you heard Pac, even though kind of grew up on the East Coast and you know that whole thing, he just had that West Coast. He just captured.
Let me bring you back, right? So you have a lot of influences from rap, but your own influences coming from your own streets.
Yes.
Right. You come from Somerville.
Yep.
And I know we've talked some about it, but we didn't really talk a lot about it.
Right.
Let's talk about your upbringing in Somerville. Probably one of the I mean, there's a lot of white dudes in Somerville, but
we did brush upon this. Yeah, and it's actually one of my favorite conversations because you know I love my city, man, and city now, like you'll like there's been times, man. I was locked up with one of my mans. He ended up being my mans. He was my celly. Right when I got in there. I said I was from Somerville, and he was like, "Oh, like," and now he's from Lynn, whatever. You know how it is. Sometimes people don't get out their cities. He's like, "Oh, like I thought that was like." He's like, "Oh, that's like that's that I thought that was a good place." And I'm like, "Yo, the crazy thing is like this is Massachusetts. Massachusetts is like, bro, this place is in Boston that like you can be somewhere like you know, the hoods aren't far from downtown, like, but you can be in certain parts of downtown that look like, oh, like this is like an upscalier kind of like,
it's not bad, right?
Right, and then like right around the corner, it'd be like it's going on, like so. Somerville, and this is the thing, it's a very different city now too. Mayor Curtatone for years did whatever he could to make it more approachable.
Didn't he make it though a sanctuary city?
Yes, which again, a huge thing I want to say is that I'm not huge into politics.
Right.
I try to do my best to ease my brain from that, but I do know that when I lived there, the one thing that was the one thing that I know is a main difference was just the gentrification part. Like you know, when I grew up there. Again, there's still 2 projects there. One's being knocked down, actually. West Somerville Project, man. RIP West Somerville Project. That's being knocked down.
All the projects in Boston, man, they're knocking them all down.
Yeah, so it's all about the vision. You know, it's all about getting people from outside of here to live here, to pay for here.
Yeah,
you know, where they can sell them $3,000 apartments.
Yeah,
and like it's like you know, so
and push out the poor.
Right.
Push out the unwanted, because that's really what we are. We're the ones that owe rent. We're the ones that that need to, you know, catch up on the rent.
Right.
But you know, they got people that are ready to pay the first, last security and rent for the next 2 months or something like.
And then we got schools there, so that's another thing. Sell to
what the hell?
So
I got to that up.
Band.
I'm like, what is that? Oh, I thought that shit was
there you
crazy.
go.
I'm like, that's out in the hallway.
Yeah. So again, like to sell to people that get like going to these schools, you know, there's you know things like it's so many things that are just different now than they were before. Before it was very common that like if you lived here, you were either one of the kids, like I mentioned this in the last podcast, you were one of the kids that like had family that owned houses here, right, and owned things here. So like you like whatever. You might still not even be fucking rich. I never grew up with nobody in Somerville that was rich. And if they were rich, I didn't know them. You know what I'm saying? But like, even if you were good off, you were good off. But then there was like 80% was the on Section 8.
Yeah.
You know, $150 rent, $80 rent. Like this is what commonly was then. And I feel like now it's just a lot different. Like I walk through Somerville now, and again, I love my city. I love the artistic growth for culture and art culture. But like, dude, you just like, I'm just walking, I'm just like, yeah, like it's just very easy to tell like who grew up here and who didn't. Because when I grew up here, like in, you know, age, again, you could have lived here for 10 years, maybe. I don't know. If you didn't live in the 90s here, early 2000s here, like I can just tell, you know, which is like, again, is that even good or bad for the city? Like, again, I'm not the fucking alderman, you know, like, I don't know. When you were
growing up, did you ever have to like pack gun, you know what I mean? You carry a knife around with you and you feel like, you know, you had to fight to live and shit.
Right.
Like,
so gangs are, you know, like they light scatter everywhere, right? But like Somerville, Mass, like you can go to National Geographic episode about MS-13, world's most dangerous gang. It's like an episode on National Geographic, and Somerville's mentioned. You see me Somerville in East Boston because MS-13, when it really was like rocking out here, they were on the news in Somerville. Somerville is one of the most well-known places for MS-13. Like, right. And if anybody's ever beefed with these dudes, like no, like they're not. This isn't like regular hood shit. These dudes are fucking, you know, they're coming on some third world shit, coming out of whips with fucking machetes, all types of crazy shit. You know,
have you ever had experiences with these guys?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, anybody from Somerville at my age, if you was in the hood, like if you was on the street, if you weren't at home or in the, you know, after school programs and then right home, like if you were outside, like and you were over 13, like you had run-ins with them.
And how did they treat like you're a white kid from their neighborhood? Like, did they treat you any differently? Were they any more aggressive
when it comes to like kids you talking about? Like,
yeah, kids or people that they thought might be victims, like just because they don't look like them or act like them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, well, it was different. Like in Somerville, then everybody, like whoever you fucked with, you were with. Like we'd be at Conway Park in East Somerville at times. I was fucking with East Somerville big time when I was younger. You know, we'd be at Glen Park fucking 25 deep every single night.
Word.
Just like that's where we link. Like when you're done doing everything you do for the day, you go there. So it was like, you know, I guess like, yeah, like I feel like I've never been like targeted for that reason or whatever the case may be. Because remember, this is the melting pot of the city. Yeah, if you're with the outside kids, there's no like almost nowhere besides like I will say like Lincoln Park when we were younger, like that was mostly white boys. That was like the white boys of Somerville, sure. And I fucked with a couple of them, didn't fuck with a couple of them. Like, you know, like shout out some of the dudes I know from there. But
was there any like white gangs and shit, like specific white gangs from Somerville?
Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park was a white
LPB.
Gang? Okay.
Definitely. And it's not like they did like they was in the like in the streetwise, like they, you know, dudes are mingling, right? But like you're not LPB unless you were white. And then maybe even like some DVS shit. Like I forget, there was some other shit. Everybody had cliques back then. Like in Somerville, it wasn't. Then you start. Then creeps up like Bloods and Crips. Like you start getting things like that started coming into Somerville. But like it was.
And did you notice the transition, like from like the old school gangs to the new?
Yeah. But the thing is that new mostly is always like provoked or built by something old, right? So like a lot of dudes like you see with new sets, it's like, well, there's a dude who was from a set before who might have built and died out, right? But they still live in the city. They end up taking control of a bunch of young cats. Like, hold on, we're gonna call this,
right? Yeah,
and it's you see, so like things have popped up. I can tell you so many different cliques that were in and like named and then not like it's not a thing no more, but like so many like my generation everywhere, not just Somerville, was just like that. Like you and your clique, like you guys made your own fucking name.
Right.
When Bloods and Crips came, I'd say like, you know, remember that's a nation thing, so
yeah,
that becomes more serious. It becomes a little bit more serious. Now it's not just me and my friends.
Right. Now you got outside people, shot callers, things, you know, happen.
You can't go a certain place. Like there's places like, you know, you people you gotta call all types of shit. So there was Bloods and Crips in Somerville, but like again, they were there, but alongside of all that, they would like those same Bloods and Crips were probably down with like one of the sets I'm talking about, one of the groups, like the neighborhoods.
Growing up, did you ever hear about a dude named Jerry Sullivan?
Yeah,
that was one of my bros in prison. What would you hear about him? Like, what kind of dude was he out there?
You know what the crazy thing is? So the name is just super like, so I'm from Somerville. So anybody who ever talks to me about Somerville, I've literally probably never met anybody that wants to know something about Somerville that hasn't asked me who that is.
Right.
And that's one thing I'll say right off the rip. Again, it's not somebody I ran with, but the name, it's always, every time it's brought up, yo, do you know who he is? Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I know of him. Yes. And then instantly, solid dude, I've always heard. Solid dude, and at times can be a crazy dude too.
Yeah.
But again, these are things that like, this is like legend.
Yep.
Right.
Straight.
Like, I've never even been able to age group difference. I never even really sat with the man, but
right.
Yeah.
That was my celly. I mean, he was my boy for a long time. And like, he was one of the first dudes I met in the Max.
Boom.
First dude to look out for me in the Max. So a Somerville guy.
Yep.
Salute to them. You know what I mean?
Salute.
He used to tell me stories about Somerville. Basically, like they would go up. It was like a place where there was like, it was a hill. It was a park on a hill. Maybe a water tower or some shit like that.
That's Prospect Hill.
Prospect Hill, exactly.
It's not a water tower. It was the old. Sorry to cut. The old. They would like look from there because when you go to that, it's a little stone tower, like literally a castle tower.
Yeah.
And when you walk up it, you literally can see right into Boston, like everything. Like,
yep, exactly.
So that's where they used to stand up and like look for when they whatever the beef was coming.
Yeah. Yep. And so there is some serious dudes, like white dudes coming out of Somerville, but there's serious dudes of every race coming out of Somerville too. I mean, I was up in the Max. You have guys up there that are real dudes coming out of Somerville.
Yep.
It's definitely one of the more notorious hoods in Boston.
Yep.
Along with some of those North Shore ones like Lowell and Lynn and shit like that.
Even
you know
Revere, it's crazy. That's the thing. Like I've literally read books like about like, I read a book one time and it was about like Massachusetts cities. And it's like we're like one of the most like well-known cities for like you can look up like you'll look up like Revere, Mass and things like that, but like maybe before things like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they'll try to like it, they might even be labeled as like a suburb.
Yeah. Maybe.
And like, dude, like who knows? Like, right? Like, I think now it might have changed. Who knows? Like, maybe it's a feel thing. But literally in this book, the author was explaining how towns or cities in North Shore, South Shore, like when it comes to the greater Boston area, they're right. It's like it's city inside of whatever they're trying to paint, right? But it's city. Like this is like, dude, I knew people who were doing. Revere, Mass, Chelsea, Mass is right there. Everett, Mass. Everett's supposed to be considered a suburb, but it's literally neck and neck with Chelsea. Chelsea's one of the worst places to live. It was literally put as
Chelsea, Massachusetts.
Chelsea, Mass was put as by per capital. Yeah, it was like put one time on a list for like 7 as like 7th worst place to live in the United States.
I know a girl from Chelsea. She moved to the Cape when I was young, and like you could tell like that's the hood out there. Yeah. So like, and again, this is right around all these same cities, Mauled and Everett places. It's like you don't think there's mingling going on. You don't think all kinds of shit.
So
everywhere, bro.
Yeah, there's some places that'll literally be like, oh, like I've literally had someone tell me like, oh yeah, nah, like you didn't grow up in the hood and shit. I'm just like, all right, brother. Like I get it. Like, if dudes want to go by murder count, whatever dudes want to go by, I guess maybe. But if it's like there were crackheads, Section 8, everything was Section 8, welfare, down people, drug addicts, drug dealers, gang members, like what else do we need? I guess we need the numbers, right? Or something. But it's just
typical.
Don't get me wrong. Like these people out here aren't smart. This is the East Coast where you can sell rent for the most amount of money on the in the state, in the country, almost, So it's like, dude, the people that have their talons in the city, dude, they're doing their best to make it seem like it's not bad. Okay, they're making it best. They're trying to keep shit off the news. They're trying to do everything they can to make sure that this is a great place to raise your kids.
Fact.
There wasn't a fucking good place to raise your kids when I was growing up, and that's a fact. Maybe, and again, maybe it might be now. I know there's still, I know there's a lot of activeness still going on in the cities and shit like that. I'm just not on the corners every day like when I was like a teenager,
So let me ask you about this, right? And this is a hot topic for any rapper, anybody I get up here that's doing rap. I gotta know what your opinion on drill rap is, and have you ever even thought about doing it? And like, would you for the views? I mean, you get the views.
So again, bro, I'm so diverse with my music, man. If you listen to the Marksman tape, the very first intro track is a drill song. So like, I love drilling. Like that's like the flow is like the flow and the style. Like I can do 1,000 of those right here. Right. I wrote the intro to the Marksman tape is called Sniper's Hill. You go listen to that. I wrote that in 12 minutes. More Beezy will vouch for that. We were all in a crib together. They threw the beat on. I wrote that shit in 12 minutes. We said, stamp. That's gonna be the intro to our fucking album we dropped, right? It's like,
Is that on YouTube?
That's on everything. So on YouTube, when you go to my page, it doesn't come up.
Yeah.
Like, but if you type in The Marksman, it's gonna come up.
Okay.
Yeah, you type in The Marksman and MARXMEN. It's gonna be right. Oh no, so The Marksman now put Author Supreme, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It'll pop right there.
Right here.
So that's the intro to the Marksman tape.
Is this the whole song?
No, this is that's Sniper's Hill. Actually, yeah, bang that. Yep.
Yep. Let's do it. Hold up 1 second. Let me yeah. Skip this. Boom. Hold up. I'm about to play you guys a song from him. Dude.
This is the intro drop to the Marksman tape. We dropped the video letting people know the tape is out now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I might have to do something special.
Shit.
Hold up 1 second, guys. Boom.
Talk to me fucking nice.
Oh.
Yeah. This is like some real shit type shit.
40 on me and I'm never playing. They press me to talk and I'm never saying. In the hood I'm known and forever famous. Some had it and fumbled and never made it.
2 F's in a year, that's the average. I don't know what to say on the ad-lib. I be screaming out the best like I'm Khaled. Gang gon' burn nigga down like a dragon.
Put me in the track, I'll forever slay it. They better than me, I'll never say it. The money and fame, I'll forever crave it. The money and fame, I'll forever crave it. Look up the stats, it's blatant dog. That we in the lead, if the play's done, then we need to eat. Dug in the dirt like we in some cleats to a dog, then we need receipts.
And I feel like I'm stamped in the hood. If you see me, I be up to no good. Got that bud to be stuffed in the wood. Got that pain that'll fuck up your mood. Got oodles at a bus like this should. Your man's got shot, he got left where he stood. Try and get low, got left for the woods. Try and get right, got left and I get low.
1,000 a wop if you need a feet. 800 a rope if you need the beat. I've been with the team if you need the streets. I'm seeing my chance and I'm taking my lead. Let's go. Step and get hit with the backstroke. Bitches get whipped with no lasso. I'm only concerned with the cash flow. Busting the F, I move with a mask though.
Yup.
Catch the
Shout out
fuck
more
up.
easy, man.
You fucking dead, nigga. Nigga, oh, nigga.
Your man was looking.
Roman visuals, Author Supreme, or BZ, man. Whole lot of that shit, nigga.
And I had on the goofy bucket. Yeah, I'm acting a fool out here. Tell someone to really start talking to me nicely quick.
They come get me
Like, I'm gonna need
down on my block, nigga. Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. So like, you
Hold up. We so done. Word, bro. So, what you guys think of that, man? Straight fire. That's my boy right here,
Yo, man,
doing his thing, bro.
Marksman tape, man. Shut up, more BZ. Yeah, man. So like, drill music.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
yes, back
your
to that.
opinion on drill music, right? So this is my opinion on drill music. I feel like drill music is the downfall of our younger generation.
Yeah.
I feel like it influences kids to think that killing people is not only all right, but and accepted, but cool and respected.
Absolutely.
And that right there, to me, is a straight up lie. You know, if you're a straight gangster, if you're a real dude, that killing people, number one, is not cool,
100%.
only necessary when
100%.
necessary, right?
100%.
Number three, should only be done if your life is in absolute danger and you need to do this, right? You should not be killing people for body
fun.
counts,
For fun,
right? Or respect, or just to, you know, kill somebody. Because like, I feel like that's 90% of what people are just doing out there, is just doing it so that they can be like, I did it, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, these kids don't have a real mission. They don't have a real purpose. They're just drill rappers trying to be drill rappers after they start drill rapping.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not drill rappers who start rapping. They're like, they become drill rappers.
Yes, one,
you know
because
what I
they
mean?
know
Like,
that, like you said, it's what is painted as the best thing around, right? Because the sound of the music has such a great sound, such a catchy sound that like someone, literally a producer, shout out Monty Dale, man. He the other day said something to me that like, one thing people do is like compare whatever you got going on to whatever that is, but what's like whatever the greatest version of that is, but whatever's painted is that, right? So like one of the illest musics out, like, right, it took over the last 12 15 years is drill music, right? So like a lot of these kids are coming up 15 16 listening to like, what are kids listening to at school, especially if you grew up in the hood, like what is being listened to,
right?
And it's going to be drill music. So like, even my son, like shout out my son, man, Elijah Davis, man. He's doing a bunch of things. He's modeling. He's gonna be tapping in with the music. He's gonna be hopefully get him here one
he's
day.
modeling, huh?
Yeah, he's modeling. He's doing a bunch of things, man. Shout out Cambridge Renge.
What's his name?
Elijah Davis.
Elijah. Okay,
Elijah
salute
Davis.
to you, brother.
Yes. So
doing your thing out there.
you know, I look at him because again, now he just turned 18.
Yeah.
And so he's like the walking living of the new, you know, of this generation of things like that. So I get to take a lot from him. And you know, like one time I've caught him drilling, like joking around, drilling, right? And it's like, and it's real quick. I'm like, hey, but like I get it. It's such a catchy and great sounding thing. That's why I've tried to take it. If you catch me on drill tracks, like, yeah, I mean, I use those tracks for when I do drill to drill shit into the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
like, but you're literally everything you're saying, everything you just said with the opinion about it is 100% correct.
Straight facts.
Like I'm watching kids that literally don't even know shit about life, thinking the first thing they got to do is make sure they got beef, they have an op, they're from somewhere and have an op. Because like a lot of these people don't feel important unless they have
an important enemy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And even their enemies aren't even that important.
Yeah,
you know
they'll
mean?
paint them both like they're both so important, because that's all people want to look. They look on a video and say, "Oh, who's beefing with who?"
Right.
And it's like it's like put it like this, y'all. I don't listen. I've been in the streets. I've been in prison. I've done what I'm supposed to do everywhere I've ever went. Listen, man, I don't want beef with none of y'all, man. I don't want beef with none of y'all.
I want money.
That's it. I don't want beef with none of y'all. Like, you don't like me for something, whatever. Just keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, bro, I don't want beef with none of y'all, man. I'm out here fucking. I'm out here doing great things, music.
The whole thing with the whole thing with the rap thing, right? To me,
yeah.
Anyways, and it seems like it's an oxymoron or backwards at this stage of the game, right? Is that you rap to get out of the hood. You rap to get away from what you're rapping about. But now it's like you're rapping in order to create an image that you're going to keep and you're going to go into the hood.
Right.
Or like it's the opposite way now. It's like it's almost like people are rapping into the hood instead of out of the hood now.
Right. No, it's such a great point. Yeah, it is. Because even like, yeah, like when I was younger, you did hear some people saying like that there was people that like, yeah, nah, like you don't even need to be part of this shit. Like, because it was so known then. Like in our time, like in the 90s, it's like, dude, you don't. This is like only for this shit is like coming from people that have to do this shit like that. So like now it's just that
right.
Like if the scale was like 9% to like 90 was like you did like 90% did it if you had to, and then there was that 9% fake. It's literally like the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. And you can tell that little fake part. You're like, yeah, that dude's probably, you know, he's not moving like that or living like that. Yeah, exactly.
He thinks this shit's cool.
Right. You can tell the difference is that the people that rap that are like, man, I can't wait to get away from this. I can't wait to be done with this. Those are the ones who really lived it, bro.
Yeah.
It's like the people who are glorifying prison. They did like 6 months in the county or something, and they think that being in gangs is cool.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, at a certain point after a decade in prison, that being in prison is the lamest thing.
The wackest place to be.
Your word.
Yeah, it is not it. Exactly.
Right.
It's like, you know, there's nothing fun. like again, they think it's cool. Like when I'm talking about those type of people, it's like they think it's cool. It's so attracting to them, right? But bro, there's nothing attracting and nothing cool about my man Morbeezy sitting for 12.
Nah.
There's nothing cool about me missing my son's certain transformation. Like, you know what I mean? Him transferring to a young man fucking from 8 to 12. There's nothing fun about that. Nothing cool about that. Nothing cool about when I sold crack for fucking 10 years straight. Feeling like every day could be my last free or alive.
So when someone asked me, right, they said, if no offense, but if he said if bro agrees with you with what you said about drill rap, then why do you do it?
Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like there's a violent background I come from. I understand drill music. I really do. This is the truth of it. No matter how much I do understand that it's probably a negative thing on a younger generation. That's the part I'm more agreeing with. But is there people that are like, there are some that are doing drill music that actually do this shit. Like I understand the violent part of it because I've been part of that. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to slide. I've been there.
So what you're saying is you're rapping about real shit.
Yeah, well, there's drill rappers that rap about real shit too. That's what I gotta say. But I guess
definitely. They probably shouldn't be, but they are.
Right. A lot of times it's really, like
way
they're
too
talking
real.
about something they just did, right?
Like Fed case real.
But I mean, okay, I sold drugs for years.
Right.
Did I know the whole entire time it had probably a negative impact on society? Yes. Like, yes. Doesn't mean I didn't do it.
Good
right?
equation. Good
Didn't mean
equation.
I didn't do it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not. That's why I don't want it.
And
to
think
be
about
like,
why. Think about that real quick. Why'd you do it?
why? Because it was at least when
Just one word.
money.
Yeah. So everybody who does drill rap does it for the money.
Right.
But this is the thing. It's easy to do drill rap. It's easy because you already know everybody and their mother is gonna ride your dick if you say you're bratting and fucking.
It's a very marketable place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's palatable. It's easy to make because you know exactly what to say.
Yes.
Right.
But I will say this. Not to cut my bad. Not to cut you
Nope.
off.
Go ahead.
I will say this. I know dudes that came out drilling, and I told them because I knew dudes. I mean, I'm not even gonna. Not gonna do that to nobody. But I know dudes that came out here. They were nasty with the rap. Like that drill rap. That flow was crazy. I just knew deep down they're not like that. I just knew. Dudes knew that, and like dudes would be like, "Hey, listen, like if every word is gonna be, pop 30 out the clip, if that's gonna be everything, then like, just make sure." And like I've literally seen dudes cards pulled. You know what I'm saying?
Word, you got to be about that life.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be living that.
So
Talking about
the
that
one thing
life
I
like
do
that.
want to get
What
clear
about
is that I am about that. So
Word.
it's like that's why I do some of the drill, because I understand it. I have drilled. I'm from a different generation where all my music is surrounded around drill rap, but I can do that shit and I feel it. I really do feel it. Is there a negative impact on a society of people? Probably.
Let's talk about a very hot topic, right? And somebody that lost their lives right here in the city of Boston, drill rapper, who, like I pretty much said, got into the game and became the drill rapper.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because before that, he was a baller. He was a good kid in school, got good grades. Even his grandmother, and his uncle said, like, the kid was a good kid. He wasn't even in the streets like that.
Right.
And then he started rapping, disrespecting dead homies, right? Someone took that to offense. And not for nothing, I know the kid who's alleged of it right now, sitting in the mat, sitting there waiting trial for this.
It's a bad situation.
Bro, he did his prison time, got out, felt like this kid disrespected allegedly his dead homies and smoked his ass, right? Now, if you're not really living like that, dude, right? And you got a gun on your waist, even if you have that gun on your waist, and like I said in the video, dude, like it doesn't do you shit for good if you don't get a chance to pull that shit, bro, right? You shouldn't even have a gun on your waist. The only time you should have a gun on you is when you're going to use it,
do something, 100%.
Right? Like you don't need to carry it around. You're not going to be able to pull that if someone
shoots you. A lot of people
shoots
keep it as an accessory on them.
Yeah,
like
it's like
their glasses or something, and then that they keep that on them, right?
Right.
No, and like you said, it's so much more of that now. So much more. I've watched even before, like even like 10 years ago, like before I went to prison, when I was just about to go, and I had younger homies, and younger homies used to come to me, want Blix, want all these things. I used to be like, oh, listen, like this is what I'm gonna make sure you went to school this week. Like, and that's word to me. Like anybody who knows me knows that when I had a younger squad, I was always preaching for them. Like, you call me when it's there. When it's there and that decision is time, then that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not gonna just give y'all things so y'all can just be walking around. Like that's a huge problem.
It's asking for trouble, bro. And it's asking for someone to die, because let's face it, when you have a lethal weapon in your hand, you feel like a boss, bro. You're a lot more likely to use it if you have it. You know what I mean? Like,
no, 100%.
If it's put up, you're only gonna pick it up if you need it. You know what I mean?
Like you said, it should be up unless you're going to a situation that you think you either will have to protect yourself or that you're in such an offense mode that you're going to use it, right? But some people, like, I won't even lie, there was and again, it all matters who you're talking about too, right? Like, I will say there are some people in this world, in many places, and probably every hood around the United States, that are in some active shit that they literally don't feel safe leaving their house without it, right?
I agree, and I agree 100%. I'm not saying that nobody should have them.
No, but we know who you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
You're talking about the ones that don't fucking need it.
You don't need it. Like, you don't need it. You just don't. There's not that much smoke out there, bro. And even if there was, like I said, bro, like, yeah, you just gotta be very careful out in those streets nowadays, bro. And like I was gonna point out something real hot, like a hot topic, because the kid got E3, right?
Yeah, from Boston.
Yeah.
I never knew who he was. Never knew who he was. Only know of the same highlight title that everybody's seen, right? Yeah, man, that shit's, you know what I mean? It's this music shit. Again, we even started talking about music with like how the scenes changed. Things are different, man. Like people, like, it's like people are doing things with
Right.
music out here now. So it's
Yeah.
like things like, and the more like you've seen it in Chicago, right? Like Chicago blew up, and obviously that's like the land of the drill. Like,
right,
you know,
that's
things
who
like
made
that.
drill cool. And the way I
Exactly.
see it is like, be a trendsetter, don't be a follower. In a massive degree, though, Chicago made drill so cool because
So yeah,
they are actually living like that. I mean, there's
Yes.
more murders coming out of that city than anywhere in the fucking
no,
country.
at
So
one point more than the war. That's
Word.
why they got Chirac. Exactly. You
Mhm.
know, so it's like no, 100%. And yeah, I don't give a fuck where, you know.
but that's not a cool way to live. They
It's
made
not.
it sound cool, but
Right.
let me tell you
They're
something
talking
about that
it.
stress.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Let me
And
tell
they
you
know
something.
that too. Like when they're making these songs, like they are taught, like some glorify, some, you know, I fuck with Dirk. Like there's a lot of Dirk shit that's pain shit that shows you like what it really, like, you know, what it's like to live like that out there. And it's, dude, this shit's not fun, bro. This shit's not fun. And even if you're for it, I respect it. Like I respect it. Like I'm for it. You know what I mean? Like I
Fact.
grew up with people my whole life that are for it. Like I know what that is. I know what being fed at is like.
Mhm.
I check the resume. Like I know it, you know.
Mm.
But you know, I think more people now try to be for it
Than are actually
than
for
like
it.
you actually just grew up in that, like
Yeah.
your family was for it, you were
Mm.
around kid, you couldn't be a pussy when you grew up, like
Right,
which is
right,
still
right,
a thing, and so I bet you it's still, but I'm just saying the percentages of it, like
Mm.
it was way bigger percent of that normalcy when we were younger than now. A lot of these kids are seeing drill and all that on TV before they even understand what it's like, and like they don't live in a hood
Right.
and they fucking
right.
see it, and
Right.
then
they start creating that image.
creating it.
They create
All of
the
a sudden
image.
there's a block down there now, and
Yeah.
motherfuckers got guns on it.
And they're repping a gang and shit. Like, where, dude? It's crazy.
So it's
huh?
tough, man. It's a different place. The internet is a huge part of it. I literally was just saying to my man the other day, like, yeah, man, sometimes we like we gotta be careful, because like sometimes this internet shit even pulls motherfuckers, like real motherfuckers, like or older motherfuckers, however you want to say, like motherfuckers that really know what's going on, kind of like it even pulls us away from reality sometimes.
Yeah, bro. It's a straight prison in your hands.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I
I've
mean?
caught myself like looking at shit like, oh, like, so like he like what someone's posting this after they did this, like this seemed like a subliminal, or like you get like I'm creating the shit in my head.
Yeah.
As I'm there, like nobody's even there. I'm watching some shit and I'm creating this dialogue of beef almost, or weirdness, right? And it's like there are some weird shit. Like you do see dudes doing weird shit, but because of that, and then because of the way the internet's built, like, dude, it's crazy. I've had to stop myself a couple times, like, bro, stop letting the internet fucking be your reality. Because it's like these motherfuckers is just out there, you know, ruthless,
dude. And it's not reality.
No,
nothing on the internet is reality.
Nope.
Even a good podcast, say like this one right here. This is a true conversation,
right?
Real conversation with real people, right? We're in a room, me and him are really talking like this, right? But I'm not up here telling you or showing you how I'm feeling in my real life. You know what I mean? I'm not showing you that I'm mad stressed out, trying to make shit, trying to make ends meet for my baby on the way and all this other shit. That's the real.
Shut up.
You know what I mean?
Word, man.
That's the real.
And that's the real right there. That it doesn't get any real than that, you know? Like even the last podcast me and you did, it was, I loved it. I went and watched it again. And like, dude, so real. But again, like, and I'm only talking about just real shit that's been in my life. We've been through so many things. It's like literally we have 100 scripts of movies of real things that would be good for a goddamn movie. But I never once was sitting there talking like that, like got to there, which is like, again, man, like, you know, we all getting up every day and we all got the issues and, you know, that we have. And, you know, sometimes like you said, like even as real as the podcast get, if you're a real person, you can sit back and realize, like, remember, man, this is something we put together, man. We built this, you know, Maddie built what he's doing here. You know what I'm saying? Bro. So yeah, it's like, you're not going to get all of that all the time. You're not going to get the, you know, the hardship all the time, because we're here painting what, you know what I mean? We're showing that
laying the groundwork. Yeah.
Yes. You know, and we're showing dudes that we're showing people how to put on a smile every day. You know, we could get up here and say, God damn, man, you know, let me start off today, man. I fucking got a call this morning, man. And you get me? It's like, no one wants to hear that. So we up there, as much as it, like, you know, like you touched on it not being so much real life. It's just what it is. It's like, it's the show, you know, the show must continue.
Yeah. And, but you said it perfectly. We're showing people how to put a smile on their face, even when they don't want to, and keep the show going, bro, because life must go on, and nobody's going to go get your best life for you other than you. 100%. You must do what you need to do. Take every little individual step to get where you need to go, because not one single person on this planet is going to do it for you. Yes. Even if they're doing the small things now and helping you with those small things now, the large part of that work is going to be up to you. Yes. And you're going to need to persevere, be consistent,
Mhm.
and never stop that.
And
To
believe in
those
your
two things.
process. Yes, exactly. Which is all of those combined. Exactly.
Fact.
Yeah. Gotta believe in it. And Nip, like, it sounds so simple and shit, you know what I mean? But it's something that always plays back in my head. And Nip literally says in an interview, like, the only difference between me and anybody else.
I was gonna say that, bro. I swear to God, I had the same exact thing in my head. I said it earlier today.
Yes.
The only difference between me and anybody else
Is that
doing
I
this
won't
shit is
quit.
that I didn't quit.
That's it.
I persevered and I made it. That's it.
Yes. And it, literally, when you're saying those things, I'm literally waiting. I'm like, yep, he's hitting, that's it. He's hitting the Nip fucking combo. Yeah.
Yo,
like,
I had chills. I got chills. We
I
both
run
had the
that
same
every
thought on our
time.
mind, bro.
Yeah.
That shit's fire.
and it's the truest thing. And he says it nonchalantly. Like, when many people probably told him, like, oh, bro, gang banging and doing this music shit probably don't mix so well, even though we know it always does. But like, you know, when anybody probably shot down his dream or whatever, he said, nah, like, nope. And I remember, like, obviously we all, when it came to the marathon and everything like that, like, that was like Nipsey. Everybody knows that Nipsey, right? But then, like, I do my homework, so I go back to old Nipsey and like listen to shit that I skipped over or maybe didn't hear or whatever. And yeah, bro, he always had something to say. And he was never gonna stop saying it.
Bro, Nipsey's one of my favorite rappers for sure. Hustle and Motivate.
Yeah, Hustle and Motivate. That track is crazy. And again, he blew, like, really, really blew. He was doing his thing for a minute. So, like, I don't want to say when he really blew, but like when the world got the eyesight of him, when you know what I mean, like when that shit's, you know what I mean, for the
he was underground for a minute, and he was doing things as another name, some other name, right?
Yeah, I think. Yep. Nipsey Hussle. I remember hearing it. I remember hearing Nipsey Hussle, but never paying too much attention to it. And then when I was locked up, like 2017, 18, like people were like, yo,
blew up.
No, yeah, it was like, no, you don't get it. This is the new thing. So I'm like, okay, boom. You know, bang that, you know, that whole tape, that whole CD with Hustle and Motivate. That whole, he has a track with Kendrick on there called I can't think of the name, but it's the only thing with Kendrick on there. Crazy song. Like, we're talking about great music, talking about real shit, and he's a real gangster from where he's from. Like, there's no, you know, you can't find out different than that. You know what I'm saying?
Bad,
So,
bro.
but
that's what makes being a gangster cool, is the guys that, but this is, let me say this with that said, right? So Nipsey made being a gangster cool because he was a gangster and he rapped, right? Make being whatever you are cool, because there was the first person who did that for everything, right?
Right.
And those are the real
OG,
fucking ones. Those are the real OGs, the ones that actually blew up and made something crazy with their show.
On accident. Like, it literally was them. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm doing this to blow up.
Right.
Exactly. Which that's, you know what?
It was the first guy that was a gangster and the first guy that was in prison and shit like that started rapping and being like this, you know, sensational thing, right? And everybody else seen that and was like, wow, how can I be like that?
100%.
Let me be the first fucking rapper coming out of the fucking suburbs, talking about doing Jesus's work or something like that. Like,
just something different.
Anything different.
One of my older heads said this to me years and years ago, and I remember Papoose. Shout out Papoose, Animal.
Another good one.
Yep. Yeah, you know what I mean? And this isn't even to say anything about this tape I'm about to mention, but he comes out with a tape that's like, you know how people do those tapes where it's like all somebody else's beat, like they're all remixes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And first of all, and again, not mentioning this for that reason, because that tape was nasty. I was showing it to this person, but the old dad was kind of like, yeah, like, you know, like giving me advice, because I was coming up making music at that time, and he was just like, yo, just remember to try to, like, you know, like, you'd always redo somebody's something or whatever, but he's like, yo, like, try to just make something of your own. And that's what I will say too about music, man. For me right now, people ask like things, people literally have 10 different opinions about me when it comes to music, because you might only have heard my rap shit because I'm so newly dropping so many things. Like, dude, I make dancehall music. I
really?
Yeah.
Dancehall music?
Yeah. It's more of a dance song. Yeah. Dance hall, when you really want to get down to it, that's a Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? It's me, it's my voice. But it's just those type of beats and those type of melodies. And I grew up on that. I grew up on that. My mother, you know what I mean? I grew up on Jock here. I grew up on everything you can think of, you know, from that time. So I shout out Just Quiet, JSQUIYA. Thank you. Just so I didn't chop that. Just Quiet. He's an upcoming artist. Everybody's about to see him. Like, he's already doing his thing. Go check him out. But I've had him on stage with me recently a couple times. I'm trying to, you know what I mean, push him out there big. He's huge. He's a huge talent. I found him on a podcast somewhere, literally said, and I just know dancehall music. I know that type of music. I grew up on it. I'm like, yo, hold on. I haven't seen an artist really doing that.
Right.
Like, even if they could, they have a song or two that they can use the cadence and the sound. Yeah. Like, he's the first one that's like, no, this is what I do. Right. So I'm like, what? Hold on. Snagged him, did a song with him called Say That. And
Okay.
that's gonna be coming soon. We're waiting for a video for it. And I have another song called Remind Me with Bratz the Doll Barney, which is also, that's not, again, when I do the song with Just Quiet, now it makes it more dance hall, right? He got the Jamaica, he really is the culture of that. So like it's a dance song with me and Bratz, like, you know, it's us, but like the beat is very that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So yeah, man. So
let me ask you this, right? So where have you been doing shows recently?
Shout out to Mamas. Mamas is in Lawrence. Mamas is a venue in Lawrence, and she's been there for years. She's legendarily known out there, and she runs that place. We had a show last month, the 27th. With her, we killed it. Just Quiet started the show. My man's I was telling you about, I performed. Shout out official King Pun who performed on that. I think he was recently in a B Luke. Shout out More Beezy, shout out everybody who was there, man. We had a bunch of artists out for that. And now we're doing it again this 27th, which is Friday, I'm pretty sure.
Where?
I'm pretty sure it's Friday, if I'm not mistaken, either Friday or Saturday. But
where?
In Mamas and Lawrence.
Mamas and Lawrence,
yeah,
man. Make sure you're there, bro, if you're out there.
Oh, dude, we're about to. Me and Mort Beasley, the Marksman, are hosting the show. So we're gonna perform, but we're mainly hosting the event. And we're gonna have Lady Ace there, who is viral on Instagram, doing her thing, like killing shit. She's been showing up.
Lady Ace.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look her up.
Shout out Roxy Hart, which everybody knows Roxy Hart, and she's, anybody who watches me knows Roxy Hart because I got a bunch of music with her. I got a music video out with her. I'm on her recent album. Boom. We got her brother Tony Tellum coming. We got Rookie of the Year from the ABK squad from Somerville.
I've heard of him. Yep.
He's popping out, and then we got Nim K from the ST, you know what I mean, over there with Term and them. She's doing her thing. She's been doing her thing, and then just make sure we're not leaving anybody out. I got Roxy, Tony Tellum, Lady Ace, Nim, and then ABK. Yep. And then there's probably gonna be a special performance from me and Mort on some Marksman stuff. But
nice.
Pop out, man. It's
hell yeah, bro.
It's a dance hall night. It's so when we're not performing, dance hall music's being played. Dance music.
Oh,
Come shake hips. This is what we're doing out here.
So there'll be plenty of sexy ladies out there for all the gentlemen watching.
100%. I gotta pick up 7 of them. You know
you poor fella. You poor guy.
Again, Bottle Girl, shout out to them. Shout out Latoxica Entertainment. She's the one that put us in this venue. LaRubia, she who runs Latoxica Entertainment. She also she's the one that brings the Bottle Girls. That's her. All right, that's why I had to give her the credit. But it's gonna be a great time, and you're gonna see a bunch of people who are running the show having a great time. Show y'all how to have a great time. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah. I definitely will try to make it out there.
That'll be fire.
Hell yeah, bro. I'll come out there, see if I can bring my camera and the mics and shit.
Insane.
Maybe. Yeah, it'll be fire, right? Some behind the scenes footage for the members.
We are for the members only, though.
Yeah,
that one's for the members.
Fact.
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to somebody about something like that, about doing like public things, and then like having the members only thing, something like that you gotta pay for, like the back scene, like the behind the scenes you can't get unless you were there.
Yeah. Fact. That shit'll be fire, dude.
Yeah.
So my one of my viewers, Pat Daniels, wants to know what your nickname was in Shirley Medium.
Butters. Anybody in the streets, so like people know me as Arthur Supreme. That's something I've done a long time, but it hasn't really started sticking until like the last 2 years, because I've really put, instead of having music be like 5th, 6th, 7th priority, it's really up there now. So people who like all day, like when I first started answering the Preem, it used to bug me out because that wasn't in the hood. It was Butters forever. Anybody who knows me knows from the streets it's Butters or prison, and that's why I fuck with More Beezy so much. We be out places, and he'll see someone that knows me from prison or something, and they'd be like Butters, and he'll be like, oh my god, he'd be like, I be forgetting you. I'm like, yeah, man, listen,
Butters, that's the name of the South Park character.
I know, which I got my whole life. Mostly women hit me with that too, like, oh, Butters from South Park, and I'm like, listen, I can't.
That Butters.
The thing is a real nickname is one you were given.
Yeah,
and
fact.
This was given to me, to me, like for many reasons. One, selling crack my old childhood, teenage years. I was always a smooth kid. I was, and then it turned into everything else. You know what I mean? If I drop something, people be like, oh, Butterfingers. Like, anything had to do with butter, bro. I just got a text from my man the other day shouting me out and saying, I can't believe what you're doing with the music. He just came home type shit. When I wrote back like, yo, thank you for all the words, like all the kind words. And I'd be forgetting that he knows me from that time. He literally emojis me a stick of butter and a crown sign, like a crown, and then like a win, which is like, yeah, man, I had my whole in the hood of prison. If you knew me in any way, I had long hair too. I looked different. I had a ponytail and braids. Yeah, but it was Butters. It was
Facts.
Butters for sure. Anybody who knows me from prison knows me as Butters. They hearing this Preem shit, they're going, look at my man Butters going crazy. You know.
So let's talk about that a little bit since you brought it up. When did you actually get locked up your first time?
My first time ever was younger, like stupid shit. But like real serious case was first time I ever got booked for something was 2011. It was like 2011. I was probably like 21, 22. It's always like a pullover thing. I've always had a vehicle, like in my adult life. When I started paying for my own things, I always had a vehicle, and it was always like a pullover search. Wasn't supposed to search, but did. You know what I mean? So I beat 2 cases. I beat 2 trafficking cases with motions to suppress, and so I did that right out of Chelsea Court, like beat that motion right out of Chelsea Court, and then I went to trial. And some of this is in the last podcast, a little bit of it, but then I had also caught a hammer cut charge. And went to trial for that. Went to trial. Lost on the drugs because I got booked with a little bit of drugs in the gun. Lost on the drugs, and then so I had to take probation time, which I was already booked for that. Like I was already booked, and that was like time served. I was already out, and then I beat the hammer. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. So one of my viewers wants to know, were you ever at Opus Underground in Salem?
Absolutely, I was, man. Shout out Opus, man. Fucking listen. So I've lived 100 lives, man.
Yeah.
I've lived 100 lives. So I was Alta Supreme then, but I was smaller then, younger, I guess, like in name, right? Fuck yeah, that's Opus. That's dope. So shout out ST Knack, right? ST Knack's a huge name. He used to be Tragic Allies. I don't know if that's like an isn't anymore or always will be thing.
Was that like underground?
It was like a group, I think. But they were like popping though. Like ST Knack's like well known. Now he's killing it with Westside Gun and Griselda.
Okay. Where are they from?
Westside Gun and Griselda. That's Buffalo, New York. They're like, and when it comes to like 90s type of like hip hop rap.
Yeah.
Which Griselda's one of the biggest. Benny the Butcher.
That's my favorite.
Benny the Butcher. Go tap in. Benny the Butcher, Call Me the Machine, Westside Gun. They came out as Griselda, Shady Records, Shady Diamond.
Okay.
Now they blew up so hard that they're like, they still always Griselda, I'm pretty sure, but they'd be doing their own thing. And I know Westside Gun himself is fucking with ST Knack, who used to be at Opus all the time. And that's why I brought this up. He used to be at Opus all the time. He used to just walk up in there, freestyle, do his thing. And shout out Salam MC and the Headspinners, which is my old music group. Headspinners is Salam MC. He's from my group. Shout out Oreginal, you know what I mean? Sir Richter, all my guys, man. Sleepy Hollow, all my guys from the group. And yeah, Salam MC used to bring me there. And Salam MC is doing crazy things with art right now, music and art, like real paint. Like,
yo, how do you make your money rapping? Like, where does the money come from?
So like money's gonna come from like, I mean, I'll tell you like this, man. I'm out here working, doing it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm out there trying to get to there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like as famous as I be feeling sometimes, motherfuckers might make me feel sometimes. I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not getting paid for music. So like I get paid. You know, the way you get your money from thing is, first of all, nowadays getting your name so high that people want you in places, right?
Yeah.
So if you can show anybody, record label, anything, if you can show a venue owner, anybody that you can bring in many views, many people to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Any of that, that's how you're gonna get fucking paid. You know,
make yourself valuable.
Make yourself valuable. So especially, I went to a GrindCon event. It's called GrindCon. It was with Steve Lobel, music mogul. Worked with Nipsey, worked with worked with everybody. He was speaking on a panel and wanting something with somebody. I think it might have been me, but somebody asked the question about what is it like. Labels are looking to see if you can run it yourself for a second. They're not going to this. It's not like in the 90s where Eazy-E called Busy Bone and was like, yeah, flow something for me. Then got signed. That's never happening. It's not happening.
There's too much competition out there.
There's not that. They don't even want to hear that. It's not even about that, because guess what? You can go to the hood and find one of the literally the most talented kids on the planet. If they think they can't sell them, they're not. It doesn't matter to them.
Yo, that's so true, because there's so many kids that I see, like even on like Tommy G, there was this kid that got up and freestyled for the camera, like right off the top of his head on like some real freestyle shit.
Yes, no, freestyle.
You know what I mean? Like not like oh, this is a freestyle, and they got the camera there and they're perfectly flowing and
off top of the dome freestyle.
Yeah, exactly. Some real freestyle shit, bro. And it was like, damn, man, why is this kid still out here on a street corner? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so it all comes down to if you can sell this person, and that's what they care. So like that's why like like Tekashi and shit, like the dude fucking rad ass corny motherfucker. Like he he, built it up, like got down with the
because
dudes,
he was
got
doing
down with-
drill rap. That's another thing I don't like about drill rap is you could be the biggest buster, like Tekashi 6ix9ine talking about I bust that gat, and if you ain't like that, you ain't like me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But as soon as he gets caught, he's like, it was him and everybody. I
exactly.
swear it wasn't me.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
I'm right with you with that. So again, it's the flair, right?
Word, yeah.
He was out there with the fucked up part is that he was with real motherfuckers too.
Yeah,
so
dude.
that's the part that's
Yeah.
so like, bro, I was in prison when
They
Tekashi
do
blew
slip
up.
through. I mean, rats aren't rats until they're
Right.
rats. you know?
I was in prison with dudes who that are blood and things like that, like the whole nine, and like bigger heads too. We're talking about big names, you know what I'm saying? People who are related to important people. And they were like the whole time, like, remember, they're in jail, they don't care about views and shit. So they're like, yo, what's up with this colored haired motherfucker? Like, y'all got repping the set, right? You know what I mean? Doing this, doing that. And of course, any of the probably the OGs that were out dealing with it at the time, who knows? Again, I'm just, you know what I mean? But it's like they're looking at it like, no, look, like
the dude's a fruit.
well, they probably looked at it on the street at least, like when these dudes are fucking with him, like they don't know everything about him yet, but he got a wild style. But remember, this wild style now is like, like it's like a wanted thing,
right?
So it's like, but then he's talking some G shit, and like maybe he wasn't tested yet. I don't know. It's not my thing. But yeah, they probably like, whoa, like look, this dude did a video with us. Like we got him down, and then he did a video, and now we're fucking up 3 million views on a video. They're like, the hoods hold on, no, we got a good one. Hold on.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's the views, the attention, and the money, bro.
So then there's some people that are, like I said, dudes who are in prison who are seeing right past that. They're like, nah, bro. Yeah. Like, y'all are the feds are gonna come one day, and that man is not fucking standing tall. I know that. Like, they're looking at it like, come on, guys, you guys can't see. And some people are just blinded by everything else that's going on. And then
he looked like a weirdo straight from the rip, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like a weirdo.
He was a little Mexican kid that fucking got his hair painted. I don't know. When I first heard of him,
with 6ix9ine all over his face and his body.
I don't know,
it's like, you know what 6ix9ine is, right? Like, it's like,
you know what's funny? I think I asked him that one time, but I can't remember what the result was because I didn't care enough. But I don't know where he even got this fucking name.
Right.
I don't care. I just know one thing is I know real life, which is like real life. I don't care what it is.
Then there's Tekashi.
Yeah. Like if you watch him on anything, like I just seen him in a video and he's got on like a fit, Jules, obviously. Like the kid, the sad part is he's got enough money that he'll probably never ever have no money, right? Like he'll probably broke compared to who he was.
Is he still doing his thing?
Like, dude, I literally just seen a video the other day. I couldn't even watch it for more than seconds. But it's him and he's got like 6 young kids with him. And they're just like fucking...
Yeah, he's throwing up.
They're just like this, and it's him just like rapping. And I think I don't even know what I couldn't even take a second to listen to the song. And I'm just going like, I'm literally looking at the fucked up part, I'm looking at the perception of everything. Like, bro, I'm looking at the kids, like the kids behind them. Like, I don't give a fuck. Not one of them were over like 24, because if they were, they would be grown enough and man enough to know, like, you don't fuck with this kid.
Right.
But yeah, you got young kids who he got money, like
not just that, but a fraud too. Like you gotta put it on top of it too. Like he's a rat, but not only that, but he was just so fake. Yeah.
Not just like you told, you also were lying about probably everything.
Everything you say.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah. Fucking that kid's that's an argument I stay away from, because there's some clowns out there that love to be like, well, I've had kids be like, well, take the teacher of the situation. What would you do? Not rat. Not fucking rat.
And it's funny because he got up on I think it was No Jumper or one of these podcasts and tried to like explain the situation away. Like, if you were in that situation, he said that. Like you would tell too, like, what would you do? They were gonna kill me, or they said they were gonna give me all this time and these guys were gonna tell on me or something. Like, it was like, okay,
so you fell for the easy
the police cop trick.
They've been showing that on fucking Law and Order for 100 years now. You don't think, oh, your boy's telling? No, let me guess, right? And like, what movie was it? It was a really good movie. I forget. I'm just having a blank right now. But when they're both being questioned, like he's telling on you, and then when they both got out, they were like, he asked me to fuck. He said you were telling on me, right? He's like, yeah. Well, what'd you say? He said. They both said some funny shit, like told him to go fuck his mother or something, whatever it was. But like, that's how it's supposed to be, you know?
Fact.
Like, I don't want to hear like, well, the cops told me that. Yeah, no shit.
You know why they could never trick me like that? It's just I've never gone into the interview room.
Right.
It's like, you don't need tricks from me. I'll be like, fuck you before I even get out of this cell. Like,
it's like when I got booked, I like on my cases that were all like a lot of my cases. Like the 2 I beat, and then the hammer charge, and then the case where I took time. Like they all were good size ones, So like they take their swing. Like when I first got booked, sitting in the Stady, it's always a fucking Stady that bags me too. But Stady booked me like Hey, but like after the first time trying, I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Like they must have it on a clipboard somewhere, like, or a digital one where it's like, he's not going to talk. Don't even try. Because like they just stopped asking after like the first 2 times I got booked. But the first time I remember being like, hey, you're going to be looking at some time here. I can get the fuck away from me, you fucking scumbag.
So we've been going for an hour.
Holy
That's
shit.
our thing. I appreciate everybody for showing up tonight. It's been a great live. Great conversation, my man.
Maddie. Yeah, man. Thank you so much again. Arthur Supreme coming through here. This is becoming an easy and great thing right here. These conversations. Go check out the W Number podcast, please. I have an episode up there. Obviously, if you've been here with this live, you've been tapped in long enough to know that there's gonna be more coming from us. I'll be back and I'll be bringing people. And Maddie's show as hell never stopping. Maddie's gonna be keeping doing this shit, man. So, but yeah, man, please tap in. Make sure you like, subscribe, the whole 9.
You already know, guys. Hit that like button. Become a member for $2.99. And the last part, W Number.